Hey everyone, welcome back to our channel. If you're new here, please subscribe. I'd really love that. If you're returning, how you doing? Um, we have a few things to talk about, okay? And the first thing is this video was sent in by a community member. And this is storm damage from Owensboro, Kentucky. And it was on March 15th. This is right around where she lives, okay? And seems like Kentucky can't catch a break. So sad. I just hope that everybody there is okay. Wow, so sad. So here is a stunning, absolutely stunning expose. Governor J.B. Pritzker implicated in U.S. aid fraud. If you think you have seen corruption, I'll think again. Prepare to be shocked, okay? Illinois Governor Pritzker is connected to a colossal U.S. aid scheme. And the Pritzker family oversees 64 NGOs siphoning off millions of dollars of taxpayer funds. I'm not kidding. This is disgusting, this man. So, just days after uh, BlackRock, you've heard of BlackRock, right? BlackRock and Billy Boy Gates fly to the UK. Okay. The Labour Party announces a new budget that attacks farmers. Yeah. What are the odds?
BlackRock and Bill Gates are some of the biggest owners of farmland in America. Suddenly they fly over and within days the budget comes out of the blue, an attack on our farmers. I've stood next to the farmers on many protests. At the end of the day, they put food on our table, they put food in our supermarkets. Without the farmers, we are screwed, really, in this country. These three things have come out of the blue and they are hurting farming terribly. In 2023, Keir Starmer said this. He said, every day seems to bring a new and existential risk to British farming. Losing a farm is not like losing any other business. You can't come back. You deserve better than that. So in 2023, he's talking up farming as being so important. Now they are risking its whole future. There's an agenda here. It doesn't make sense. As you say, to tax them for 500 million per year, but we give foreign farmers 500 million a year. So make it make sense. They're either incredibly stupid or there is a sinister agenda at play.
So listen to this. When I read this, I was like, shocker? Not really. Seriously. A so-called human rights group that you've never heard of before, that made the headlines for adding the United States to a global human rights watch list. Yeah, it's just another leftist advocacy group. And the group in question is South Africa-based Civicus, Civicus, okay? Not exactly, all about human rights, but whatever. On March 9th, they had the U.S. join the ranks of countries like the Dominican Republic of Congo and Pakistan on the basis that Trump dismissed useless federal employees, appointed people who, like him, to key positions and withdrew from international organizations that accomplish nothing. And the criteria was absurd, but The whole point for so-called human rights groups of this variety is to give liberal publications something to write about. And so this is what was said. U.S. added to international watch list for rapid decline in civic freedoms. And that's what the Guardian's headline was. The Independent chimed in and said that the U.S. added to human rights watch list for narrowing freedom and now ranks near Serbia and the Congo without any self-awareness of how their headlines itself exposes the absurdity of this criteria. Yeah. And as if you do like a casual Google search, okay, it reveals that the news in India, Morocco, Ireland, and more were thrilled to pick up this story portraying America in decline under Trump. But we're not in decline. So it's like false news, misinformation all over again, right? So for groups like this Civicus, the justification always comes after the fact, and they were always going to find some way to generate a negative headline about our president, and then just work back on the conclusion based on literally anything that he did, whether it was past, present, whatever, or make up some crap that he could do in the future, right? Then they put out an entire report in 2021 praising the U.S. for Kamala Harris. For being the first female VP, so it's no mystery where their political basis lies. I mean, okay, you want to look at their donors? Washington Examiner quickly discovered. None of these news outlets, however, mentioned that Civicus is funded by an array of liberal donors. The Open Society Institute and the Foundation to Promote Open Society, for instance, gave $1.8 million to the group between 2020 and 2023, according to tax filings. And both of these organizations are part of a network of nonprofit groups funded and controlled by the Soros family. Is that enough said, or do you want me to go on? Okay. I mean, this is just ridiculous. And you know that the Soros family has long played a key role in financing both the Democratic Party and the broader progressive movement. Okay, so, and the Democratic PAC run, or PAC run, whatever you want to call it, is run by Soros' son Alex, who spent $67.5 million during the 2024 election cycle, working to elect Democrats to Congress and the White House in Georgia. And Alex Soros personally donated millions of dollars to fund 46 and also Harris and her failed presidential bids. So there's a lot to be said here, okay? But, you know, to say that we are in peril and we're in dire straits, you know, it's like, come on, you know, stop with the lies, knock it off. I mean, you know, you want to talk about misinformation? This is misinformation, you know, especially when other countries are so willing to jump on the story like this when it's false, false, false. Just saying. So now on to this. If you are a trucker, or if you have a family member that's a trucker, or whatever the case may be, apparently, allegedly, I'm going to say that, okay, because I don't know for sure, because I'm not, you know, in that line of work, okay. English checks have begun. A truck driver in Arkansas at a way station made a video, and I'm going to post it for you. And he said that they're stopping all trucks. Everyone is handed a piece of paper, and they have to read it out loud. And they must also write what they are told to write. And if you have a company in Arkansas that employs people that cannot read or write English, it's a $10,000 fine that you have to pay on the spot. And if you cannot pay it, you're automatically arrested and you lose your license. So if anybody here lives in Arkansas, or you have family and friends that live in Arkansas, can someone please, double check for this for me, please? Because I've tried to find it, and I'm only going by what this truck driver is saying. Okay, so here you go. Ciao.
Couldn't believe it. Going through Arkansas, I thought it was a joke. Got stopped at the weigh station in Arkansas and was handed a piece of paper, and it says, "Can you read and write English?" I said, "Yes, sir, I sure can." He goes, "Can you read this?" So I read it to myself, and I was like, okay. I started handing it back. He goes, no, read it out loud for me. So I read it out loud for him, and it's short and sweet, no problem. He goes, "Now, can you write this for me on this paper?" And I did, and there was a whole bunch of people that had already written on it. And I was actually witnessing people in handcuffs that had been pulled in, and I was like, "What's going on?" He goes, "Oh, we've come across now that if you cannot read or write in English, that it's a $5,000 fine, and if you have a company in Arkansas that employs people that can't read or write in English, it's a $10,000 fine paid on the spot. If you cannot pay it, you're automatically arrested and lose your license." What a shocker.